and just kind of like let people jump on as they can. Some people are going to watch the replay, which I wasn't even planning a replay, but here we are. Of course, I'm going to deliver if people want it. Some people are like, I'm going to come later. So we're just going to jump straight in and start doing this. Hello, everybody. Absolutely feel free to use the chat. This is super, like not, I don't know, it's impromptu. I said to my husband yesterday, I was like, so I'm going to work this afternoon. And he was like, okay. We still have so much Christmas stuff to deal with. We haven't even started wrapping. So he's getting groceries by himself. And I was just like, do you know what? I think people could really use this support right now and get some help. And so here we are. I think there's like 40 or 41 ladies that messaged me or raised their hand on my posts. So this is like, this is so much fun. I'm super excited about it. So I am going to record this. It's going to be put up on my YouTube channel, so you can definitely go watch it. But if you have pen and paper, like, let's do this, because it's already the 21st. I don't know how the December, like I feel like I woke up and it was the 21st. I don't know how it happened. I was so well prepared and now I feel like I'm not. But we want to take time off, but we still want to get clients and we still want our business to run. And it's really, really difficult to be present when your mind is elsewhere, right? And so absolutely, if you want to take time off, you should totally take time off. I'll be taking time off. But if the whole time you're thinking, oh, I should be creating content, I should be saying something, I should be doing something, I should be posting something, then it's really hard to be fully present because you're elsewhere. But you also don't want to have to deal with, well, what am I going to say if I show up, right? And so for this, I have no end time for this. It's just going to be done when it feels like it's done. I want everyone to get as much support as I can give, which I have a lot of love and support to give. And I want you to be able to walk away from this with, how many days worth of content do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? 10 days worth of content, so that you can hang up from this, write it all down, put it in a notes app or whatever, schedule it out onto your social media. And then, like, starting tomorrow morning, you can unplug if you want to, knowing and trusting that your business is trucking along in the background, putting out amazing content that speaks to your ideal clients and still books you consults. So like, make sure that you have, if you're someone that has your calendar open, make sure that your calendar is open for calls for January, if you haven't done that yet. And for those of you that haven't yet, I'm just going to do a quick pitch to my free event that is going to be January 2nd, called Achieve 2023. It's a 5-day workshop where we are going to reflect on this past year, the good, the bad, the ugly, see how far we've come. We're going to set big goals. We're going to emotionally connect to those big goals. We are going to do some guided meditation so that we can connect to the future goals, and something super fun that I was like, this is a secret, but I'll tell you guys because you're all here with me right now. I'm going to have everybody write a letter to themselves from 1 year in the future, and you're going to mail it to me, and I'm going to mail it to you in a year, so that you get that letter and you can open it and see how far you've come and see the things that you have created, that you had predicted and set out to create. And it's going to be so much fun. We're going to reverse engineer a plan of action, and it's going to be great. It's all over my profile. Everyone, hello. Yeah, so fun. So like, come, like I said, it's free, 5 days. It's going to be super fun. Just like, get us on the right foot for 2023. So I'm going to share with you guys some of my like content secrets. Some of you beautiful people are my clients, which is so much fun. And so you know some of what I'm going to be talking to, or talking towards, what my content is about. But it's always a great refresher. And like, as the queen of content, someone who has made a ton of money using just organic content, showing up in the world and saying, hey, here I am, this is me, and helping other people do the same. It's not just something that I do by accident. It's something that I'm super, super intentional about. And so I'm going to talk about that, but like, let's just start off with like some engagement posts. If you didn't see let me open this up for you guys. If you didn't see my post last week, I put out 12 days of engagement, and I just want to like bring up the screen for you all and screen share with you so you can kind of take a look. You can scribble down the ones that you want, but engagement is always great. I think that I know that a lot of people really overthink. Come on, Canva, be my friend right now. They really overthink what their engagement posts have to be like, and they get it mixed up in that we assume that when we're trying to sell things, people are going to engage, and that is false. Usually your like sales posts get almost no engagement, which tends to hurt our feelings a little bit. So let me open this up. Engagement is for fun, friends. Fun with friends. That's what we're looking for. We want people to talk to us. We want to chat with them. The purpose of an engagement post, here it is. I made this cute little graphic. Take what you want from it. The purpose of an engagement post is to, yes, absolutely start forging those relationships, but ulterior motively, engagement posts, no, that's not a word, but an engagement post means that when you go to put out a piece of content that is copy, and I'll talk about copy and content in a second because they're different, meaning that you are selling something because people just engaged with you on something that's fun and cute like this, the chances of your sales post having priority in the social media algorithm is heightened. So you got to remember, when you're creating a business online, you have to play the social media algorithm game, and it changes all of the time. And so I made this a couple of days ago. I put it in my stories. It's on my personal page. I think it's even on my Instagram page. Take what you want. You can screenshot. You can take a picture. I see some of you are taking pictures of it. Scribble these down. There's so many that you can do. But remembering that these engagement posts are for fun. Like, we're just having fun. One that was really popular a few years ago was like, what was your elf name? And so you had to take like the first letter of your first name meant something, and then like your date of birth was another something, and then ta-da, you found out what your elf name was. And even if people don't like take the time to respond what their elf name is, they're still pausing long enough to read it and figure out what their elf name is, because we can't help it. We cannot help to engage in these kind of silly little things. And something that people don't realize is that when you see on your post, it'll say like views, and then it'll have a number there beside that, and usually in the bottom right corner. A lot of people have no idea how these views come about, but what happens is the social media platform, the computer, analyzes how many words are in your post, and then it analyzes how fast the average person would be able to read your post from start to finish. And based on that, depending on how long a person views your post, it will decide if that person read it, viewed it, or scrolled straight past it. So we want to be doing things that catch people's eyes so that we're getting those views, we're getting that engagement, and playing the algorithm game. Okay, so these are, like I said, these are super fun. You can copy them, schedule them out, and then all you have to do is go and respond to the people that comment and have fun with it. You have to comment on everyone's comments. You have to respond to everyone's comments if you want to keep boosting yourself in the algorithm. And so something else to kind of keep in mind is that you don't necessarily want to respond immediately. You want to give it a minute. You want to give it a little bit of time before you respond, so that it has a chance in the algorithm to start being seen by other people. But then when you do go to respond, it gives you an extra boost, some more priority, some more visibility. And visibility is the social media money-making game. Okay. Is it cool if I stop screen sharing now? Perfect. And if you need it again, we can find it. I can bring it up. No biggie at all. Okay. So my secrets for creating content that gets people to buy from me has to do with understanding human psychology. Now, I have a biopsych degree. I thought I was going to be a doctor. I am not a doctor. I'm a business coach. Never thought that was going to be a thing, but here we are. And understanding the way the human brain works and the human psyche works with respect to how they process information and then how they make the decision to invest in something or buy something is key to getting people to buy from you. And it starts with your deep understanding of their problems. The biggest compliment I can get from someone is when they go, "How did you know that? Are you stalking me?" I am not stalking you. I'm just really good at what I do. And we all want that, right? We all want our ideal clients to go, "How does she get me better than anybody else? I definitely want her help." And we do that by a process that I call the now and then. And the now and then talks to your ideal client's circumstances right now. And so we've got the big three, which is where everyone's going to fall into here: health, wealth, relationships. And I'm going to go through all of these with you one at a time so you can make notes on kind of some of the things that I think your ideal client in each of these niches is going through. And this is what I do with my one-on-one clients, and this is what I do in my membership too. But my one-on-one clients, we meet every week for 45 minutes, and I share the psychology of what your ideal client is going through so that they buy from you. And so we're going to speak to, your content's going to speak to their current now. And you also want it to speak to their then, the future, after they've hired you. Then what happens? Then what can they expect to have as their circumstances? What results can they expect? What experiences can they expect? And so we want to follow a specific guideline for now and for then. I was going to use a whiteboard for this, but my daughter, I've got like these, like the big teacher pads of paper. Anyway, she keeps coloring on it and it broke my paper pad. So I don't have it. So we're just going to use my voice. But the process that you're going to go through for this type of content is you want to acknowledge and understand, based on the current circumstances, what is your ideal client thinking, feeling? How is that manifesting in their actions and how they're showing up in their everyday life? And how are those things creating their results? I don't like to talk about pain points, but I do like to talk about the reality of what your ideal client is facing. Sometimes it's painful, but we are not picking at scabs and trying to cause wounds. We are acknowledging the reality of what's going on with so much love. So when we go through this, this is kind of how we start. And this is how I teach my clients to create a ton of content, which is how we today are going to create the next 10 days worth of amazing content for your people that you can hang up from this. You're going to have a really solid guideline, and you can go and write the pieces. And then, like I said, schedule them out, unplug, and enjoy. Okay, so we're doing the now, and we're going to do the then. They've hired you, and then what is their circumstance going to look like? What are they going to be thinking after they've gotten the result? How are they going to be feeling? And now that their thoughts and feelings are completely different, how are they showing up in their everyday lives? And because of that, how is that perpetuating the results that they have gotten because of your help? And when we can talk to each thing, and like I said, we're going to do a bunch. And one piece of content is not going to include all of the things that I'm about to share with you because it's too much. But if you pick a couple from each, you can create a beautiful story that speaks to their thoughts, which makes them go, how do you know? It speaks to their hearts. This is how they're feeling. It speaks to their reality, how they're showing up, what's going on. It speaks to their desires. And so we're painting a beautiful picture of here you are and here's where you want to go. And you want the here's where you want to go to look simple, not easy. Nothing in life is easy. But you have a simple process that gets your clients from point A to point B. They hire you to get support during that simple process. It's like if I was going to try to sell you all on going to Hawaii with me right now, I'm probably not going to talk a ton about booking the plane tickets and what you should pack and how we're going to dress and the activities that we're going to do. That's all the how, right? But I am selling you on white sand beaches, sun-kissed skin, margaritas, and laughing with me, right? That's the vision. And your audience wants that vision, and they want to see themselves on that beautiful beach hanging out. So you don't give them all of the how, you give them some of the how, but you don't want to give them all of the how. Does anyone have any questions before I start going into each of the big three? Yes, Preeti. Perfect. Preeti messaged me and said, acknowledge and understand based on circumstances. What are they thinking and feeling? How is it manifesting in their actions and everyday lives? And how those things are creating the results. Exactly. Because we want to show them what's true, but we also want to let them know that it doesn't have to be this way, but if we continue on the path that we're going, it might stay that way. Right? Okay. Thank you, Lisa. She says this is gold. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so like I said, we've got the big three. We've got health, wealth, and relationships. Everyone kind of falls into one of these categories, and these are the things that people will buy. This is the stuff that people will invest in, right? And so something that's really important right now, because we're bombarded with noise. I don't know if you guys saw my live yesterday or Monday. I can't remember. This week is a complete blur. It was either yesterday or Monday, but a lot of people are taking their foot off the gas right now, and that's totally fine. But a lot of people are taking their foot off the gas for the wrong reasons. If you want to take your foot off the gas, do it. If you're doing it because you think that it's too noisy and no one's going to buy right now, that's not the right reason to take your foot off. Because people are still buying, people are still investing, people are investing high ticket. There's a lineup at Louis Vuitton to get bags right now. Like, it does not matter what your price is. Nothing matters other than, are you going to keep showing up? And what people don't realize is that because it's the holidays, corporations are putting at least 80% more ads out right now than they usually do. That's almost double. And I mean, we see it. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. I love TikTok, but if you are on TikTok right now, you may even notice on your scrolls that instead of seeing one ad every few videos, you're now getting 2 back to back. There's a reason for that. And it's because everybody wants to get some sales. Right? So we have all these big corporations putting almost double their ads out right now. Not to mention the uptick in email marketing we're seeing. Not to mention all of the coaches that we follow and small businesses that we have bought from or engaged with or participated in some capacity that are also likely running ads and definitely emailing us more. Plus, we're forgetting that most of us, well, pretty much all of us are women. All of us are women in here right now. Most of the women in my world are women. Most of the people in my world are women. I work with women. A lot of them are moms. And so we have a huge addition to our mental load of, okay, got to get ready for holiday dinners. Oh, we got to coordinate visiting family and visiting friends. And I got to buy gifts for my kids' teachers and my husband's boss. And I got to wrap, I got to cook, I got to bake cookies, I got all this craziness. My kid's Christmas concert was this morning. My kid's Christmas concert was this morning. I got to dye their hair. They got to wear ugly sweaters. It's just so much. Which means that their social media habits are different. So we're seeing a huge decline in views and engagement right now, which is why I'm like, do these fun things for engagement. Because there's a huge decline. Because people are not online the way they usually are. You're not, I'm not, it's just not possible. And between now and early next week, that's just the way it's going to be. People are trying to be more unplugged. They're pulled in a million directions. They're just online less. And so not only do you want to be posting more, a lot of people get really upset when I'm like, post more, but you got to post more because knowing that your ideal clients are online less right now, you want to not only catch them when they are online, you want to stop them with your content. Like it's not enough to just say, I'm still here. Please acknowledge my existence. You have to actually make them stop what they are doing because they are being bombarded from all sides. Corporations, other people in their niches, or different things that they have purchased. It's just loud, 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 loud. So you got to catch them when they're finally online. They finally have a moment. They're having a hot bath. They're about to go to bed. They're doing a little scroll. It's first thing in the morning. Who knows? You want to be able to catch them and stop them with your content. And so we do that by having really captivating and compelling content. Some of my favorite content that works the best is super specific situational content. I see some people writing, so I'll try not to talk too fast. Super situational, specific. This time of year puts people's problems under a microscope. Like it is so much worse because we're stressed. We're stressed. We're stressed. Honestly, I was so on the ball. I start buying Christmas presents in September. And now Christmas is in a few days and I have not started wrapping. And I'm like, how did this happen to me? Right? And so when we think about, I want all of you to spend some time, and you can do this now or you can do this later, but really think about my clients, my current clients. If you've got clients right now, and if you don't, think about my ideal clients. It is Wednesday afternoon. What are they doing? What are they thinking about right now? Now we know they're thinking about the holidays. How is that affecting them? What are they thinking about the holidays? And like I said, I'm going to go through the big three and I'm going to tell you my thoughts. But it's so great if you have some of your own thoughts as well. But I'm still going to give you my thoughts. Yes, working in Christmas drama. Dig more into that. And I will, don't worry, but dig more into that. What are they thinking about? How are they feeling? How are they behaving? And how is that impacting the result that they are hoping and desiring and want to achieve, but they need you to get it? Allison says, how is my child going to behave? Great question. Allison is an ADHD parent coach. So absolutely, what's my kid going to do? Great question. What else? Probably going through some worst case scenarios here. What if they scream like a banshee? What if they throw a tantrum during their Christmas concert and they're up on stage and I have to go up? I'm going to be so embarrassed. What are people going to say about my parenting? Yep. Estelle is a style coach for lawyers. And she says, I have no time to figure out something cute to wear, and I have to be super mom at the same time. We've got events. We've got things to do. We've got parties. We've got dinners. We've got gatherings, brunches, potlucks. Something that we used to do with my in-laws before my sister-in-law moved away, we would go bowling as a family. So us, her and her husband and their kids, and my mother and father-in-law, we would go bowling. But what are you wearing to bowling? Right? Like there's so many different events that they're like, what do I wear to this? Lisa says, what am I going to do to pay the debt now that's now on my credit card? Ooh, that's heavy stuff. I mean, it says, what if I feel alone and that nobody likes me or isn't pleased enough with me? These are heartbreaking things that your ideal client is thinking about that you need to be using, all of you, in your content to be like, I know you're thinking this stuff and it's okay. Here's how we fix it. Preeti says, what do I do since I am away from my usual crowd? How do I deal with the family drama over the holidays? Yeah. Your ideal clients are facing so much. What if it isn't perfect? We all want that Hallmark movie mom moment. Your clients' problems are the things that are top of mind for them every waking moment of their lives. And that's not to be a pain point situation. It's just a fact of life. You wake up and there it is. And then it affects how they make decisions for the entire rest of the day. It affects the way they talk to other people. It affects the way they talk to themselves. It affects the way they eat and hang out and relax or don't relax. It affects the way they show up. It affects their marriage. It affects the way they parent. And then at the end of the day, they go to bed and they think about it until they fall asleep. And that sounds really shitty if you ask me. When you have the solution, you just got to let them know, I see you, I hear you, I'm validating you. And it doesn't have to be like this. It could be like that over here. So all of you, as you think about this, these things that you have written here, and if you kept it to yourself, that's okay. Absolutely. If they hired you and their problem was solved, what would they be thinking? going into the holidays, problems not under a microscope. Is that even possible? Of course it is. Only if they hire you, because you are amazing. How would they be showing up? What would they be thinking? What would they be feeling? As soon as this is done downloading, I will immediately be uploading it. So if you want to come back and watch it again and again and again, you totally can. Estelle says she would be feeling so confident. Allison says relaxed so they can actually enjoy this time of year. These are so worth whatever the investment it is to hire you. Okay. I'm going to do my version of the big three. Stop hiding in the bathroom crying. Allison, you need to have that in your content. Hey there, mama. The holidays are upon us, and you might find yourself crying in the bathroom because you are thinking about this. It might not be perfect, or everyone's going to judge my parenting, and I don't know how to handle this. I feel emotional just talking about this. It's not my niche. I don't have an ADHD child, I don't think. But I feel emotional talking about this because it's such a, the problems that we experience are so universal. Like as a mother, I can picture the mother going in the bathroom and have a moment to cry because she doesn't know what to do. Like my eyes are watering right now. I don't know if you guys can see me. Like, and how beautiful it is that you can help her with this work. Like what a blessing, but that goes for all of us. That goes for all of us. Every single woman, like I said, my people are women, my people are moms. The health, the wealth, relationships, those moms are hiding in the bathroom and crying. Whether it's the kids, it's the marriage, it's the weight loss, diet, not feeling confident in their bodies, stressed out about what they're going to wear, trying to squeeze into Spanx, trying to throw on something that was cute in 2020 before COVID hit and we were all partying like it was 1999. And now it doesn't fit. And now they feel like they look dumpy and they look terrible. And their husbands aren't attracted to them anymore. And their mother-in-law is going to say something shitty to them and hurt their feelings. And their business isn't making any money. And how are they going to pay their bills? And what's next year going to bring? And whoo, we are going down a spiral here. But it's real for these women who are hiding in the bathroom crying today. And until they get your help, that's how they feel. And when you speak to that, like I've said, and I won't stop saying it, when you can speak to those experiences, then they know, hey, I'm not alone. Hey, she understands me. She gets me. She's saying she can help me. She's painting this picture. She's making it seem like it's going to be simple. She's telling me that she's going to hold my hand. She's telling me it doesn't have to be this way. I would give anything for that. Please do not hide from selling women, ladies, girls. You are not being salesy by saying, hey, don't cry in the bathroom by yourself anymore. I can help you. Shout it from the fucking rooftops, girls. We are not bringing, I don't want to be salesy and I don't want to annoy my audience into 2023. We are validating our ideal clients' experiences and going, it's okay. It doesn't have to be this way though. I mean, it says they would feel soothed and wholesome to feel good and enjoy the holidays and following the year through. When we go on emotions, is there any such thing as too much emotion in a content piece? No. We're writing love letters from the heart here. Preeti says they would be thinking that it's okay not to be sucked up in the drama, to take it easy and relax where the heart wants. It may be alone or with a new crowd. They do not have to go through anything they don't want to. They feel comfortable in giving themselves that permission. How beautiful would that be? Give yourself permission for Christmas. Nicole says entrepreneurs who didn't hit their goals and don't know how to answer questions about what they do. Kayla says, I'm not even a mom and this resonates. It's so universal. And Lisa says, I'm here hand in hand with you. That's all other people want, especially women. Especially women. I'm here holding your hand. I've got you. Hello. That's all we really want. Okay, I'm going to jump into my version, my hot take on the big three. Take as many notes as you want. Grab me in the chat. And once I kind of get through them all, I'll probably just open it up to Q&A if anyone has anything specific they want me to answer. And then you guys can go about the rest of your day. So we'll start with health. Again, holidays are exacerbating. So for me, when I think about people that are in the health sphere, we are thinking things like, and I think everyone can probably relate to, well, I'm just going to wait till the new year. So absolutely every single one of you could be writing a piece of content that goes, why are you waiting until the new year? It's 10 days away. And if you want to get a leg up on the new year, like, let's work together now. Let's lock you down so we can hit the ground running. There is no benefit to waiting at any point ever. Why do we want to keep feeling badly? Where are we extending feeling badly? So we're thinking health. I immediately think like diet, weight loss. Those are usually kind of the big ones for the health sector. We've got diet coaches, weight loss coaches, intuitive eating coaches, sleep coaches. We're trying to be better, right, in our bodies. And so I immediately start thinking of, okay, your sleep's awfully crazy right now. It's definitely off. You're staying up late. You're trying to get things done. You're staying up late stressing. You're waking up extra early to make the magic happen. For my American girlies, we just had Thanksgiving, which kind of sets off a whole spiral of bad eating decisions where you just like ate a bunch of really delicious Thanksgiving stuff. Now you've got parties, potlucks, brunches, dinners, breakfasts, cookie swaps. There's so much delicious food all around you. And so you're thinking, fuck it. I'll start again in the new year. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to eat whatever I want and feel bad about it later. Making poor choices. They don't want to diet. Dieting sounds terrible, but they do want to lose some weight. They don't want to cut whole food groups. That also sounds terrible, but they do want to lose some weight. They're thinking everybody's looking at how fat I am. They're thinking that their clothes don't fit, even if they do, because we're just mean to ourselves. Everyone's judging me. Everyone's watching me eat. I don't struggle with food, but I have people in my family that struggle with food. And I know that these people that I know don't like to be in group settings because they really think that other people are watching them eat. So I don't want people to watch me eat. I don't want people to see what's on my plate. They're finding themselves pulling the "I ate before I came" card. Well, who wants to eat before they come? Everybody wants to eat at the party. Even if you eat before you come, you still want to eat at the party. Right? I'll start the gym in January. I'm going to buy an exercise bike. I'm going to start dieting later while beating myself up right now. And let's be honest, 97% of people do not achieve their New Year's resolutions. Because as humans, we cannot be held accountable to ourselves. We are terrible at being held accountable to ourselves. And so as soon as they think, oh, I'm just going to figure this out later by myself, they're literally setting themselves up for failure immediately. And so they're thinking all these horrible things about themselves, about food. How is that making them feel? Terrible, sad, stressed out, judged, low confidence. And see, as you do this, you can kind of hear me. I'm making this list of thoughts. I'm making this list of feelings. I'll be making this list of, oh, my mom's calling. She's going to have to wait. I'll be making, as soon as I finish the sentence, they're going to be making a list of their actions, how that's showing up. And then the result is the desired result is not happening. And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it as if they hired you. You're going to pick, like I said earlier, you're just going to pick a couple of thoughts, a couple of feelings, a couple of ways that this is manifesting. And say, look, I understand. You might be thinking and feeling this. It's Wednesday afternoon and there's a plate of cookies over there and it's calling your name. And you really want to eat it. But then you're calling yourself a fat ass on the other side. Beating yourself up, being super mean. But what if? Imagine with me, what would it be like? Write those down. If you were thinking this about the food, you were feeling this way about yourself, when a plate of cookies came by, you knew how to behave. And you were getting the desired result, which is your big promise. And girls, please don't shy away from making big promises. Be really fucking bold and audacious with how you help people. Do not be afraid. And then you bridge that gap. This is what it's going to look like when we work together to create this desired result. When I say desired result, you need to fill in the blank. And also make it really clear what's going to happen. Like if you have a link and you're like, go apply at this link, like make it so easy for people to hire you. If you have an application, put the link. If you want them to book a call, just put the call. Just put the link to the calendar. Don't make them go multiple steps to pay you. Make it so easy. Okay. So I did their thoughts. I did their feelings. How is this showing up for them? Well, they're putting a lot of food on their plate. They're thinking, who gives a shit at this point? Or they are punishing themselves by passing on every plate that comes by at a potluck. Oh, no, no, thanks. That's okay. Are they going home after a party and putting on pajamas and a glass of wine and a whole sleeve of Oreos while watching a holiday movie and wallowing? Are they starving themselves? How are they showing up now? And be so specific. Really think about them. Are they the type that's gonna eat the whole sleeve of Oreos while watching a Christmas movie on Hallmark Channel? Like, you know them better than anybody. And because they're doing that and they're making themselves feel bad and they're saying those mean things to themselves, they're perpetuating it. They want to feel so good about food. And then we're going to do, then after they've hired you, what can they expect? What results can they expect? Well, imagine it's the holiday season and you knew how to control your cravings. You were feeling so empowered around food, so confident in who you were as a person. You loved your body. You loved the way your clothes fit. How would that be different for you? How would that impact your life? Then you invite them to hire you. Preeti says, what I'm coming up with for my clients is the opposite. They need permission to eat the food because they are super focused and conscious about their weight and gaining weight. So they don't permit themselves to celebrate or have fun around holidays and food. Yeah, so the exact opposite. You're thinking, better not eat this. I need to starve myself. If I just skip out on this, then maybe I'll hit that weight loss goal. Again, super abusive because we're mean to ourselves. But I think the result is probably very similar in you feel really confident around food. You feel really secure around food. You're making smart choices for your body and for your health. When a plate of food goes by, they think, yum, that looks delicious. I'm going to have some, instead of, oh goodness, no, I better not have that. I'm afraid of what will happen if I eat that. You get to actually enjoy food. I love food. You get to actually enjoy food. Food is community for so many cultures. And so it's not just about going to the parties and having fun with people. It's about having that intimate connection that we have when we share food, when we have a meal together. And how powerful is it for that ideal client to be able to participate in that without judging themselves and feeling guilty and feeling shame about it. And then, like I said, ladies, we're going to bridge that gap every time with, this is what it looks like to work together. Don't be afraid to share some of your process. We all have a process. Don't be afraid to share some of your process, because your process, people are so worried about giving. I don't want to give too much. And here's the thing. I never worry about giving too much, because everything that I'm doing right now is very blanket. I'm trying to cover, like I said, there was like 40 or 41 women that asked for this. There's 16 of us in here that were able to come live. I'm trying to cover you all in one big blanket. When they hire you and come into your containers, that's when they get that customized support where it's really tailored to what's going on for them specifically. Because even though our circumstances and our situations and our experiences are universal, we think that they're not. We think it's just me. No one else is going to be able to understand me. I'm different. I'm unique. My problems don't exist for anybody else. It's just me. No one understands me. And so when they hire you, that's what they're getting. They're getting that differentiation. So don't be afraid to say, here's how I help you. When you go to this link, you're going to go to an application and it's going to ask you about these things. And if we're a good fit to work together, this is what that looks like. I'm going to help you with these things. If you pay any attention to any of my sales posts, they end very similarly. Like, we don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time, but I'm very often, and like the gist of it is, go book a call with me. Go to this link, go to my sales page. It's going to take you to my calendar. Book a call with me. We're going to talk about your business. We are going to talk about your struggles. I'm going to tell you the gaps that I see that are preventing you from making the money you want to be making and signing consistent clients. And then we're going to talk about what it's like to work together, to have me in your pocket for 6 months, helping you create content every single week, helping you tweak, helping you pivot, helping you build out your programs, helping you build out your offers, helping you get fully booked, go viral, and get really fucking rich with your organic content. Here's the link. And it sounds pretty much the same the whole time. BrittanyBud.com/content. Pretty much the same thing every single time. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you bridge that gap. But let them know what to expect. I think one of the biggest mistakes that coaches specifically make is they really sell people on getting on the call and make it seem like I have to give them something on this call to make it worth their while. No, you don't. You don't have to free coach on calls. This is going like, I'm totally rabbit holing with you guys right now, but it's fine. You don't have to coach on a sales call to make it worth their while by saying, here's the holes, here are the gaps, here are the blind spots that are preventing you from getting from where you are, you're now, to the then. And that's what I'm going to help you with, is more than enough to make them go, yeah, you're right. I don't know how to do this. Please take my money and work with me. Okay. So there we did some health. Okay. And if you've got something specific, absolutely feel free to drop it in the chat. Lisa says her people feel shame and guilt. A lot of people feel shame and guilt. Shame and guilt is one of those universal things, whether it's business, health, relationships, we're probably feeling shameful and guilty about the way we are handling things or the way things are happening to us. Absolutely. And you can use those words and use the circumstances that are making them feel that shame and that guilt. Sai says, I feel confused about whether to create static posts versus reels when I'm sharing these ideas. You can do both. Why wouldn't you use both? I was telling my one-on-ones that we should, you know, if you want to kind of be louder than the noise, 2 reels a day, 2 to 3 static posts a day. So like 4 to 5 compelling pieces of content every day for the next 10 days. And please don't panic. You can do it, because once we're done this, all you're going to have to do is write it. You don't have to think about it. You just need to pick the pieces you like and write it. Pam says, OMG, that was worth this whole call for me, quote unquote. I'm going to fill in the gaps that are preventing X. Yeah. Yeah, people have no idea what's not working. They don't know what their blind spots are. That's why they're blind spots. They don't know what's preventing them from getting from point A to point B. They don't understand. They think something's fundamentally wrong with them, when really nothing's wrong with you. You just don't know. But lucky for them, you do know, and you are ready and willing to help them. How lucky are they? Let's do relationship, or no, should we do wealth? Let's do wealth, because that'll just kind of keep with the health wealth relationship. So wealth is like, that's my zone here, because as a business coach, the people that come to me want money. Jackie says, that feels like so much content. I need to learn to repurpose and batch. Well, that's what we're going to do here. Don't you worry. Because as you go through, like I said, you go through these thoughts, feelings, actions, and then that desired result being met or not being met. You can mix and match all of the thoughts and feelings and actions to create multiple posts. And that's exactly what you're going to do here. So let's talk about wealth. Like I said, this is my zone of genius as a business coach. Same thing that we talked about at the beginning of this, that every single one of you are here because of. It's really noisy out there. People are not online the way they usually are. They're not selling things that they think that they want to be selling or think that they should be selling. And so my ideal clients right now, their thoughts are, what's wrong with me? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm stupid. Why is it so much easier for her than it is for me? My audience sucks because they're not buying. I see a couple of chuckles over there. No one wants what I have to offer. No one wants to buy my thing. Everybody hates me. I'm annoying them. And like, look, you guys are all nodding along because guess what? You're all here because you're my ideal clients. And I see you. I understand. That's why you're here to learn content today, because this is the stuff that you're feeling. Yes, Allison says this is like therapy. I love to hear it. But this is what we're going through right now. And we keep hearing, okay, I keep hearing that the market's changing. What does that mean for me? Am I going to be out of work? Am I going to lose my business? I feel like everything is crumbling to the ground. I feel like I want to quit. When is this going to start working? I've put in so much time already. This is unfair. I could go on and on. I'll stop, but I could go on and on. And when, as business owners, and for those of you that are selling wealth, when you're thinking this stuff, it makes you feel like shit. Feeling like shit is kind of like the theme, right? You feel really badly. You feel stupid. You feel undesirable. You feel unworthy. Your confidence is down. You feel like you don't deserve it. You don't deserve what you want. It's not meant for you. It's meant for her. What does she have that I don't have? What's she saying that I'm not saying? We feel horrible. We're so mean to ourselves. And how are we showing up? Well, are we? Are we? Or are we not showing up right now? Because it feels too sucky to show up because you just feel like, well, I'm just going to show up and get rejected. Why am I beating a dead horse? Who wants this? Not me. And so my ideal client usually, and you know, if you're in the wealth sphere, what's she doing? How is this manifesting? Lots of scrolling, probably signing up for some free things, some cheapies, a random course, because obviously, quote unquote, something's missing. And she obviously knows it. And so if I just sign up for this free thing or I buy this cheap thing, I'll finally learn the secret. That magic bullet to success. Finally. There's no trust in ourselves at all. We're looking outside of ourselves for validation. We're looking to other people to validate us. We're looking to our business to be responsible for our emotions. Because when we're getting clients and we're making money, those highs are high. And when no one's signing up, those lows are really, really low. So we're scrolling, we're watching Netflix, we're binging. We're wasting hours on TikTok, watching the cute lumberjacks chopping wood. I can't be the only one. Right? We start reading, we start diving into personal development. We start trying to learn and we implement nothing. And that perpetuates not getting the clients I want, not making the money I want. I'm not showing up. I'm not saying a whole heck of a lot. I'm not letting people know they can hire me. I'm hiding. And this bleeds, right? The health, the wealth relationship, it bleeds everywhere. If one is not working, none of it works, ladies. If the business isn't working, the children, the spouse, the friendships suffer. The health suffers. We get sick. We eat a bunch of garbage to try to make ourselves feel better. Our comfort foods. If the health's bad, business is bad. Relationships are bad. The relationships are bad. We're bleeding. Food goes down the drain. Business goes down the drain. Like, these all need to work together. This needs to be a cohesive thing, right? So when you're thinking about how is this manifesting, okay, my ideal clients who are frustrated right now, they're not getting the clients that they wanted to be getting, and they know that in a couple of weeks, they're going to get a credit card bill for the holidays. They're going to start fighting with their husbands. We have a problem. They're going to be snapping at their kids. We've got a problem. I'm so frustrated. And the kids are going, Mom, you're never off your phone. And you're snapping. I'm working. Leave mommy alone. I'm working. Ouch. Sucks. But when they hire you, you sell wealth, money management, business coaching, content. Ooh, okay. Yep. They might be thinking that the purse strings are a little tight right now, but it's not going to get better if they don't get your help. You're not going to learn how to suddenly get clients if nobody teaches it to them. They're not going to get that customized support if they don't hire you. They're not going to learn how to manage their money if they're not hiring you. So they need to hire you to get that desired result. And when they hire you, then what? Now they're thinking, I'm on top of the world. I know what I'm doing. I have a plan. I have a strategy. Someone's going to help me with my mindset every time I feel like I'm going to spiral. I'm thinking, I know what I'm doing. I'm thinking my audience loves me. They want to buy from me. They can't get enough of me. They have so much fun with me. I'm so good at this. I'm unstoppable. Everything I do is gold. Every time I give, people throw their fucking wallets at me. People want to message me with their credit card numbers. Imagine how you would feel and how you would show up if they believed that stuff. They're going to feel so confident. They're going to feel excitement and joy. They're going to feel fulfillment. They're going to feel like they have a purpose. Ooh, those are emotions worth investing in. And how's that going to show up? All the time. Here I am, world, look out. I'm ready. Are you ready for me? They're going to be putting out content. They're going to be putting on events. And it's going to be good content. Because they're just so on fire. They're so on fire for their businesses. content is good and the conversations are good and everything's flowing. And they're giving so freely. They're not worried. Oh, if I give too much, they won't pay me. They're like, here, take all this. I know you're going to pay me. I'm not worried about it. Because when I give, I receive. I get it back tenfold. And how exciting is that? But they can't get from where they are in that spiral and that cycle and that turmoil, that beautiful vision on the other side without you. Who's going to pull them out? Can't pull themselves out. It's really fucking hard to pull yourself out of a black hole. If you've ever been in a black hole, you know. But guess what? We often do the most work in our work. So you relate better than anyone else because the black hole that your ideal client is probably in, you've probably been in. And you've gotten out. And so it's not a, hey, I've been through hell, look at me. It's, hey, I've been through hell. Take my hand. We're going to get you out of it way fucking quicker than I did. I'm going to help you through it. And then so you've got that before, you've got that now, you've got that current circumstance story. You're bridging it with that. Imagine what it would be like if you knew exactly what to do every day, exactly what to say. You knew your income producing activities. You knew how to manage your money. You knew your budget. You'd be feeling this, you'd be feeling that. Imagine what it would be like if you were feeling those things, if you were thinking these things. You can have it all. It starts with one conversation with me. I hope you're all writing this down. It starts with one conversation with me. In this conversation, in this application, on this call, once again, I'm going to help you through this. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to identify what's holding you back. And we are going to talk about what it looks like to spend some one-on-one time together or in your container, masterminding together, whatever, to create the life and the results you want. Link. How's everyone feeling? Good. We're going to do relationships. And then, like I said, I'll allow some Q&A time if anybody wants it or needs it. And I'm going to invite all of you, if you want to keep doing this. Yes, this is so amazing. I have so many ideas. If you want to keep doing this all of the time with me, go book a call with me. I opened up tons of time. I've got some time the rest of this week, taking off next week for the holidays. Of course, tons of time in January. If you want to make multiple six figures and not worry about where are my next clients going to come from, what am I going to say? How am I going to offer these things? How am I going to give value without giving away the whole cow? Book a call with me to talk about that and make those multiple six figures organically using your content and using your brilliance to attract those people to you and help them in huge, huge ways. Okay, let's talk about relationships. There's so many crazy relationships that we might be dealing with. We've got mother-in-laws. And so again, super situationally, you're dreading going to your mother-in-law's house for dinner because you know she's gonna bring up this thing. You know the thing. What's the thing? What's she gonna bring up? When are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna settle down with a nice man? Maybe it's not your mother-in-law. Maybe it's your actual mother. Obviously, your mother-in-law is not going to ask you when you're going to settle down with a nice man. Your mother. Right? These are the things. You're looking a little poochy. Why are you wearing that? That makeup is whorish. My mother has never said that to me. But moms say mean stuff. They don't even think. I'll give you an example. A few months ago, I went on a trip, and unfortunately, our moms are worse bullies than we are. We inherit that. That is generational. And a lot of this is generational, right? Pretty much everyone's problems are generational. You think about the generational wealth, you got to remember 2 generations ago, 3 generations ago, Great Depression, hiding money in the walls, hiding money in mattresses, penny pinching. So it makes sense that when we're talking about making a lot of money and helping people with their money problems, there's some of that, right? Because our parents witnessed and we witnessed our parents do some really weird things. Like a lot of us had the fancy living room that no one was allowed to go sit in. Right? And so that impacts you, right? And so I see my ex-boyfriend, my high school sweetheart in Montreal, which is like we were taking a plane to get back home. Haven't seen him since high school. So it's been like 16 years. And he looks completely different. He put on a ton of weight. And when my parents came to pick me up at the airport, they were like, whoa, he's put on a ton of weight. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like, haven't we all? And then I cracked a joke. I was like, well, I certainly haven't. I was 104 pounds in high school. I have been pregnant 5 times. I am in my mid-30s now. Of course, I have put on weight, but I just like made this passing joke, like, well, I haven't. I look exactly the same. I'm like 135 pounds now. I'm like a good 30 pounds more than I used to be. And my mom immediately, yes, you have. You're fat now. I'm like, thank you, Mom. And she never thought anything of it because that's the dialogue in her mind. Right. And so we have to remember that the dialogue in our minds, no matter how much therapy we go through and how much healing we deal with, some of that dialogue is so deeply ingrained that we can't help it. Like it still springs up and we have to wrangle it back in. Okay. So when we're thinking about these relationships, what's the mother-in-law saying? What's the mother saying? What's the husband on about? What's he saying? What are the friends saying? What are you saying to yourself? Oh, I don't want to go to this event. Everyone's going to ask me when I'm getting a boyfriend. Oh, I don't want to go to that event. Everyone's going to ask me when I'm going to have kids. Oh, my brother-in-law is going to be inappropriate. My best friend's husband is going to grab my ass. I know it. Why is he like this? Everyone's going to judge my parenting. And like we can get so specific. Like Sai is a dating coach. And so like you want to go real specific? Her ideal clients are on dating apps right now, swiping through the shit. Well, their friends are planning these big New Year's Eve kisses, and they're like, I'm just trying to find a guy that doesn't send me a dick pic. But it's true. And if she wrote a piece of content that was like, thinking about your New Year's Eve kiss, and you're just thinking, please don't send me a dick pic on New Year's Eve. I don't want a slew of texts where I just see penis party on New Year's Eve at midnight, booty call central. No, thank you. Her ideal clients are going to be like, yeah, that's accurate. Right? She says she's dead. But it's true. So when we can get so specific situationally, where they're like, yes, this is exactly what I'm dealing with right now. Yes, I know my best friend's husband is going to grab my ass. Yes, I know my brother-in-law is going to say some shitty ass comment that makes me want to clobber him. And then everyone's just like, he's just a jokester. Like, no, he's a fucking idiot. But anyway, how do I set boundaries? How do I find love? How do I repair my marriage? Are they thinking, this is the last year I stay married to this man? If something doesn't change, we're done. And that's the lens they're looking at their Christmas through. Everyone's judging my parenting, so I better just stay home. No one needs to know that my child has ADHD and it just makes me look like a bad mom. So I'm just going to stay home That's what she's saying. That's how she's acting. I'm just going to stay home. No one needs to know. There's so many when it comes to relationships, because there's so many relationships that people need help with. And so they're thinking, I'm dreading this. I don't want to do this. How much longer do I have to deal with these things? I wish this person would not talk to me. I wish this person would choke on a turkey bone. How much crap am I going to get in if I don't show up? What if I just change my name and number and run away? And then how are they showing up? Walls up. On the defense immediately. As soon as anyone even looks in their direction, they're ready to defend something, anything. Preeti says, this is hilarious. Please don't make me laugh. My kid is sleeping and my bed is shaking. I'm sorry. And so when they're coming into these situations with the walls up and the defense is on, kind of ready for combat, what are they creating? Combative situations, because they're ready to fight. They don't want to, but they think everyone else wants to. So now here we are. But if only they could imagine what it would be like if they hired you. How would you show up differently? What would you think differently if you knew how to handle the mother-in-law? If you could let some of those comments roll off, if you could see their perspective of where they're coming from. You didn't care if you were dating someone or not, or you're looking for love. Hey, you find them. Then how are you thinking? What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? How are you showing up? I'll tell you a secret. We are told by bro marketers to sell tangibles, which is why people think that business coaching is so easy and health coaching is so easy. Oh, just make 10K a month. Just lose 10 pounds. Find the love of your life. These are all super tangible. People don't buy because of tangibles. People buy because of feeling. People buy because of an emotion. And the core emotion that every single human being on this planet wants is freedom. That's my secret. Well, the now and then is also a secret. This whole thing was just a big secret still. But people want freedom. They want to be free from the ties of bad relationships with food. Freedom from the judgment every time they look in the mirror. Freedom from worrying about what other people are thinking. Freedom of worrying if they're being a good enough parent. Freedom of wondering if they're ever going to find love. Freedom of the stress of wondering how their bills are going to be paid. We just want to be free. We want to be let free from the things that haunt our thoughts the moment we wake up, float around like a super sticky, annoying ghost all day long, and then hang out and talk to us while we're trying to fall asleep at night. We're not free from that. But if they hire you, they can be. If they hire you, they get that freedom. And if only they could imagine what it would be like to have that freedom. How things would be so very different. That's a lot of content, ladies. That's so much content. You have lots of thoughts now. You have lots of feelings. You have lots of actions. You have lots of desired states. You have lots of bridges for the gaps. You have some compelling calls to action. And now all you have to do, I had someone make it into a spreadsheet once and it was so organized, but who has time for that? Not me. I literally scribble this stuff down on paper. I do this all the time. That's why my content is so good. I think about my ideal clients all the time. What is going on now? It's Christmas. What is going on in February for our relationship? People who deal with marriage and love. It's Valentine's Day and everything is shitty. Constantly thinking about this stuff. I scribble it down on paper and then I just go through it. What are my people thinking today? And again, super situational. It's Wednesday. What's happening? What's happening today? Are they sitting in front of their computer staring at it, hoping for inspiration to smack against the window like a bird? Bang. Oh, there's some inspiration. Perfect. Now I know what I'm going to say. Then that means that they're sitting there for hours just getting madder and madder and madder, scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Next thing they know, it's dinner time. And now they got to deal with feeding their families. Whoa, they got nothing accomplished. Now they're feeling bad about it. Now they're being mean to themselves about it. Not a good time. It's just super fun. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'll open it up. This is dynamite. Thank you, Allison. If anyone has questions, absolutely drop them in the chat or raise your hand and we can talk for a minute. And if you don't have questions, I'd love to invite you to book a call with me to work together starting in January to create a multiple six-figure content marketing and sales strategy where we do stuff like this every single week so you never run out of things to talk about. We map out your programs. We map out the plan to a multiple six-figure year, which includes fun events like this, where you give a ton of value to people, get as many people in as possible, and make really compelling offers. We write emails. We create reels that are trending and sometimes go viral. A couple of these girls in here have gone viral with me. And we have so much fun serving our audiences and making a ton of money doing it. All of the guesswork is removed because I already know how to do it. I've done it multiple times. My clients are doing it. You don't need to stress. You don't need to worry about it. I can see your blind spots. I know exactly what your clients need to hear, as you now know. And so the content creation process and marketing and sales process, so much easier, so much faster, so much streamlined for you. So you can spend more time doing the things that you want to be doing. Like serving your people, hanging out with your clients, or hanging out with your family, or doing art. I try to make my clients do art sometimes. Estelle was doing a paint by numbers recently. If you want to go to brittanybudd.com/content, you can absolutely book a call with me and talk about it. If you want to DM me, you can do that too, and we can talk about it. We'll meet every week for 45 minutes for 6 months. You get daily Slack support in between all of our sessions. So you have an expert in your pocket all of the time. And the investment for this is $10,000 or $1,667 per month, which is almost exactly $10,000, but it just doesn't divide evenly. And again, it's Brittany Budd, BRITTANY, because I can see my captions giving you the wrong thing. BRITTANY, BUDD.com/content. All right, friends, Estelle says, thank you. That was awesome. She has popped off. That was perfect. Nobody has any questions. I will let you all go. Allison has a question.
Thank you. Sorry, I always have questions. But I tell you what, I feel like I'm getting stuck is how to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
I get the thoughts, I get the feelings, I get the actions, but it's the bridging of the gap where I'm struggling.
Yeah. Okay, so like let's use the example that you had given where they're like, everyone's going to judge my parenting.
Yeah.
And so I would go super specific in, okay, holiday, family's coming around, your child has ADHD, and that might look like them acting or behaving like this.
Yeah.
And I would give a couple of examples. You want to give a huge, extensive list, but I would give a couple of examples and then say, and when your kid behaves this way and people don't understand, you feel like they're judging you when you're just doing your best.
Yeah.
So imagine what it would be like if you knew how to handle these types of things and you felt confident that no one was judging your parenting.
Okay.
This is how I help my clients. When you work with me one-on-one, or whatever your container is, we will talk about, discuss, you'll learn about these things. So this is where you would lay out your process a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to help you with coping mechanisms. I'm going to help you with this. I'm going to help you with that. So that when your child acts this way or behaves this way, which they inevitably do because they can't help it, you are better equipped and more confident as a parent.
Okay.
Book a call here to discuss what it would look like to work together to create that result. On this call, I'm going to ask you questions about your child, about what your desire is for your child. I'm going to identify the areas for improvement that I can see and share with you what it would look like to work together to make that happen for you.
Okay.
Everyone that's saying thank you, you're so welcome. Thank you for hanging out.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to work on that. I think that's the area where I'm struggling.
Yeah. Don't overthink it. It's just, this is what you want and this is where you are.
Yeah. Okay.
And when we work together, I'm going to take you from where you are to where you want to be.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Yeah, that makes more sense. Thank you. I just needed the reframing.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to help. Perfect. Does anyone else have any other questions? Everyone's feeling solid. Thank you so much. I was dealing with frozen water pipes for most of the Yep, the recording. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel and I'm just going to like blast that on my Facebook page because I didn't like set up a landing page and make people register for this. I was just like, whoever wants to come, here's the link. So I will absolutely be posting the replay everywhere for everyone. And if you're on my email list, I will send it there as well. Nicole says, do you do 2 of the situational posts per day in addition to an engagement post? I would do at least 2. Sometimes you can be super specific and like, this is what's happening to you right now. And it might be a little harder to be like, it's Wednesday morning, it's Wednesday afternoon, right? But even if you can go, I know that you're thinking this, I know that you're feeling this, I know that you're saying these types of things to yourself, I know that you're showing up in this way, but this is not how you want it to be, without being like you're sitting on your phone and you're swiping and bing, dick pic. Right? Like you don't have to go that deep all of the time, but sometimes those are just so good because you're like, wait, how did you know I just got a dick pic? Or how did you know I just sat in front of my computer for hours trying to come up with a piece of content? Or I was literally doom scrolling, comparing myself to other coaches. How did you know that every time they said that they had a 6-figure year, I want to stab my eyes out? or them. Right? So you can totally go super situational, but sometimes you want to just go, look, you're feeling really shitty every time you look at this, or every time this happens, or every time someone says this thing to you. It feels awful. And you're just like, I don't want this to be. It doesn't have to be. Just book a call with me. The good thing about this stuff is like, yes, it's great for long form, but you can also use this stuff for super short form posts too. Like not every piece of copy needs to be the length of your arm. Sometimes good copy is a sentence, 2 sentences, a short paragraph. And like when we're talking about copy and content, content is everything. It's reels, it's personal branding, it's marketing, it's emails, it's events, it's sales calls. Copy is just the words that you use to sell. And you don't always use words to sell. Sometimes you just tell stories. Sometimes you just share a bit of your life. Sometimes you share a tip. And it's all content, and all of the content works towards getting sales, but not all of the content directly goes, here's my link. Some of it's just working in your favor all of the time. Like if you saw my post yesterday about using discernment when hiring, there are like 150 comments on that post right now, shares, reactions. It's going insane. I did not make a call to action, but because it's blowing up so much, I know that I am on a lot of people's radar right now, simply because the algorithm is going to make it so. And so absolutely, that's totally working in my favor right now. And so when I posted, hey, who wants to do this with me? 40 people raised their hand or came into my DMs saying, I would love to come and learn content with you today. And when I go, hey, who wants to work with me in the new year to make a multiple 6-figure content strategy? You get to hang out with me every day if you want to. And every week we're going to talk for 45 minutes privately. And you're going to get free access to my membership as a gift because I love you. So we're going to be like, where's the link? It's right here. Sweet. She made it so easy. Click. Here's the time I want. Boom.
My favorite messages are, how much do I owe you? And I'm like, I don't know, because we don't know what we're going to do yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
just give me your credit card number.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like have so much fun with it. And like I said at the beginning, this is what the engagement posts are for. It's to like build up that rapport, get you up in the algorithm, and then make it easier to cut through that noise. Does that help?
This is awesome. This has all been amazing. I got to go back through and like transcribe it and get everything because I couldn't keep up with the notes. So thank you. Thank you for doing this.
I turned on the captions. So I think when it turns off, I get a transcript. And so I know for sure some of it's wrong because it keeps catching my eye and I keep looking at the words go across the bottom of my screen. But I'm definitely not going through an hour and a half of words to make sure. So I'll just send it as is, but everyone can have the transcript too if they want. You're welcome. You're welcome. Jackie says, would you give a quick wealth example, please? Like a then and now example. Totally. Like with respect to like business coaching, or would you like something that's like, if you're like a money coach? Because it doesn't super matter because I think the problems are probably the same. Business coaching. Sure. Right now, most people that are running businesses are struggling to cut through the noise. So something like if we're going to go super situational, very much like you get on your phone and it's noise. You're bombarded with ads. You don't even know what you're looking at. You're not paying any attention. You're trying to attract ideal clients to you, and you feel like you are just lost in the void. It is so noisy. No one's hearing you. And you're wondering if you should just stop for the rest of the year and start back up in January. And it's making you feel really frustrated, really agitated with your audience. Why aren't they buying from you? What's wrong with you? You're not making the money you want to be making. You're ending this year. Most people, I don't really know very many people that hit their income goal this year. This year was really fucking weird. And next year is going to be weird too because of the recession. And you could totally write content about the recession. You know, you're worried about the recession coming. How's that going to impact your business? Are you going to survive? Are you going to thrive? Are you going to shut up shop? And so maybe you didn't hit your goals this year and you're playing the compare and despair game. And that means that you're not showing up, you're not putting out content, you're not making offers. You feel like everyone's better than you and you're stupid. And when you're thinking and feeling these things and not showing up, it's really hard to attract clients to you. Because unfortunately, clients don't just like show up in your DMs for absolutely no reason with tens of thousands of dollars ready to pay you. And so you find yourself wondering if you should just quit, if you're good enough, if you're worthy enough, if it's meant for you. It doesn't have to be that way. What would it be like if you knew exactly what to say to your ideal clients every day that made them feel seen and heard and understood and validated and made them so compelled that they just want to throw their wallets at you? What would it be like if you knew the income producing activities that you needed to do every day? Not as many as you think. I always tell people if you're doing more than 3, you're doing too many. It doesn't take that much. You think it's going to take hours and hours a day and months and years to build up your audience and to build up the demand and to make the money. That's not true. If you knew exactly what to say every day and you knew exactly what to do every day, you could do it all in a couple of hours and then you'd have the whole rest of the day to do whatever you wanted. And trusting that everything that you were doing was working and clients were coming into your inbox or booking calls with you or going to your link, buying the things that you're selling, you'd feel so much better about yourself. You'd trust that you do belong here, that you are worthy, that you are enough. And this is all possible for you. Let me help you. Let me welcome you to a world of business done right. I've said that lots of times. When we work together, I take out all of the guesswork. I make client acquisition and retention so easy for you. I make content the quickest thing of your entire day, knowing that it is the thing that's going to make you money. It's going to come to you so easily. All you have to do is write it. I'm going to help you with every step. I'm going to help you create your course. I'm going to help you create your program. You know, whatever the things that you help them with. Book a call with me here. Go apply over there. DM me now. We're going to discuss what it's going to look like to work together. I'm going to identify the gaps, the blind spots, the areas for improvement, the shit that's standing in your way. And then we're going to talk about what it looks like to have my help to overcome those things. That help? Is exactly what I say. And it works. Awesome. All right. This was a goodie. This was really fun. Okay, friends, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope that you go off and you batch a bunch of content and you schedule it all out so that you can turn your phone off whenever you want and not at all worry about what's going on in your business while you are soaking up your family and your loved ones and doing the things that you want to be doing over this holiday season without guilt, without shame, without wondering that you're not doing enough. either as a parent or as a business owner. We just kind of flip-flop, don't we? Like as soon as we're parenting, we feel bad that we're not in our business. And as soon as we're in our business, we feel bad that we're not being more present parents. We cannot win. I hope you win over the next 10 days. I hope that this really helped you. If you enjoyed it, please, if you would, like, head over to my Facebook page and let me know your biggest takeaways. I'm so excited for you all. Thank you so much for spending almost 2 hours hanging out with me and learning some of my tips and tricks for content. I hope it gets you clients. I'm sure it will. And like I said, if you want to do this all of the time with me, really specific to your ideal client, getting customized mindset, mentorship, strategy, and support to make multiple 6 figures organically, just using your brilliant brain and understanding the psychology of what's going on in your ideal clients' brains, then I would love for us to work together for 6 months to make that happen for you. And longer, if you want to stick around longer. I have lots of clients that have been around since day one, been almost 3 years. They just love it because we do a lot of big work. All right, my friends, I love you. Merry Christmas. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you all later.